Good evening, and welcome to the McLuhan Institute Live, number 26, I think. On Wednesday night instead of Tuesday night this week, because yesterday, Tuesday, July 9th, was my birthday, 41st birthday, and I didn't get in here. Also, last week I was on vacation, and I haven't really been in the office either. So I managed to make tonight my book night, because I hate a week, especially 2 weeks to go by without me doing it. And I'm also going to be away again at the end of the month, so wanted to get to it, especially since we're going into the McLuhan shelves. A couple of housekeeping items behind me here. I just got the new McLuhan Institute pins. This is pretty exciting. It's going to be hard. I'll post a better picture on the Instagram. There we go. This is the new, slightly less ostentatious McLuhan Institute pin, lapel pin. Anyway, I'll post better pictures on the Instagram. And the other note is that there are still plenty of copies of the limited edition 333 copy edition of Marshall McLuhan's autobiography, which I found over here. We're the mobile McLuhan Institute today. I'm going to turn the camera around. There we go. And this is it. This is the autobiography that I found. It's actually a photocopy of a typescript, and that is the very familiar IBM Selectrix, I believe, typewriter. Unsure if that was ever used, and thinking about it, I could probably have added a page to the autobiography explaining, what it was about. But anyway, and that brings us right here to these McLuhan shelves. I'm going to turn the camera around again so you can see. Back at the end there, that is apparently a life mask of Keats, the poet John Keats. It says Life Mask of Keats by Benjamin Robert Hayden, 1816. Apparently this was cast of Keats' face just before he died, which is unusual and bizarre, and there you have it. This over here is a page from, I believe, Punch, of 1893, Du Maurier, A Question of the Senses, which I believe here at the bottom says Happy 1978 something. I'm not sure if that was a gift to Marshall or to Eric. Over the last while, as I've been doing this inventory, excuse the disembodied voice, and there's a hand. I've been showing you bits and pieces from here. We took a peek at the Nash thesis. That's where it sits up there. And beside it, the report on the project and understanding media. There's a bound copy of Marshall McLuhan's Place of Thomas Nash in the Learning of His Time. And over there is Eric McLuhan's dissertation, Menippean Thunder at Finnegan's Wake, which was later published as The Role of Thunder in Finnegan's Wake. I'm still trying to kind of figure out exactly how I'm going to attack these shelves. Do I start up here? Do I start down there and work my way back? It's kind of hard to tell because, Dad, Eric McLuhan, was very deliberate in how he placed things. So there's a certain amount of that. For example, as I've shown you before, this is Eric McLuhan's copy of Understanding Media, given to him by Marshall when it was just published. We've looked at that before. And it's placed directly beside Brooks and Warren's Understanding Poetry, not by accident. There's a relation there, which I don't know if anybody's gotten into that, but maybe sometime I'll detail that. Various related things. That's the first hardcover Spanish edition of Understanding Media. There's the Dewline file. All these things are related, but then there's also just so much that it's kind of thrown in a little bit haphazardly as well. And I almost want to start up here because that's where the Nash thesis is. And it's also where, this is the early McLuhan here. Here we have copies of The Mechanical Bride, including this one, which bears Marshall's inscription to his mother, Naomi Elsie Hall McLuhan, from Marshall, which is something else. And these are all very early publications as well. Off-prints from literary journals, Sewanee Review, University of Toronto Quarterly, Renaissance, Dalhousie Review, Journal of Communication. Largely, Marshall McLuhan's literary criticism is here. And then we come down, there are more foreign editions. Medium is the Massage in various languages. Hardcover. And as you can see, it kind of overflows out of the shelves. So, you know, where do you start with this? Over here we have Varsity Graduate, the Explorations volumes, which also comes over to here. More Explorations. And down there, that box is our complete set of the Explorations off-prints, as well as the standalone numbers 1 through, is it 8 or 9? And then there's also some overflow down to here, more McLuhan work and about or by other people about McLuhan thrown in down there. But this shelf also bears the rhetoric tag. That's Eric's writing there. There's Eric and Sabina. And there's Marshall and Corinne. So these are also rhetoric shelves up here. So this whole aisle is a bit of a challenge in terms of where do you start. But I mean, I guess for the sake of keeping things simple, I think I'll probably start up here. Work my way down, and then over and down, and work my way back. Although the inclination is to jump from this side over to here, I think to keep things simple. Here's something fun that I just came across. Excuse me, Journal of Communication, Volume 31, Number 3, Summer 1981. McLuhan as Teacher, The Future is a Thing of the Past by Walter J. Ong. And it's inscribed for Corinne and all the family in fond remembrance with love in Christ, Walter Ong, S.J. And that's very nice. There are all kinds of treasures in here, and I'm looking forward to not only digging into them for myself, but of course sharing them with you.